Today on Live from the Theater Basement, it's an award-winning 10-minute play. Making a human connection is challenging in the best of times. Now, add face masks, physical distancing, and an airborne viral pandemic, does new love even stand a chance? Martin has been desperate for human contact, and Nora's eyes say he may have a mask-free chance. So grab a comfy chair and an adult beverage of choice and enjoy Love in the Time of COVID-19 here on Live from the Theater Basement.
Are you looking to find out what's going on in Flagstaff? Or are you an artist or arts organization looking to tell people about your arts events in Flagstaff? Flagstaff 365 is a great way for all Flagstaff to know what's going on. www.flagstaff365.com.
I'm your host, Chris Verrill. Our 10-minute play today is Love in the Time of COVID-19, here on Live from the Theater Basement.
Excuse me. Excuse me? By way of introduction, as you can see, my name's Martin Jameson. What's your name? You know, social distancing doesn't have to mean social ostracism. My name's Martin Jameson. Pleased to meet you.
Look, I'm just minding my business here. I have no intention of striking up a conversation with some stranger in a coffee shop.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't either. But you see, I'm not actually a stranger. You've already met me. Martin Jameson, if you recall.
Can you just stop? This is becoming really annoying.
Okay, but I'd like to point out that during the pandemic, relationships are more important than ever. Without the human connection, it's too easy to slip into isolation. And of course, isolation can have all sorts of negative psychological consequences.
If you've got to keep yammering, can't you pick one of those other patrons to unload on?
Studies have shown that solitary confinement can cause anxiety, panic attacks, hallucinations, paranoia, mood disorders, all sorts of bad stuff.
Shelter in place doesn't necessarily mean solitary confinement. Oh, look, over there, a nice young lady, all by herself. She looks lonely, maybe even about to have a panic attack. Wouldn't that be timely? Why don't you go talk to her? Well?
I don't want to talk to her.
Why not? I'm sure she'd be more receptive than I am.
It feels great getting back out in public, doesn't it? Even if it's still somewhat restricted.
Why are you doing this? Why are you pestering me?
I'm not pestering you.
Yes, you are. Why? Were you like a stalker before the pandemic hit, and now you're trying to get back in the game?
I'm certainly no stalker.
Then why? Yeah, I'm not talking to you anymore.
I'm sorry. I just found you attractive and wanted to meet you.
That's ridiculous. Ball cap, face mask. You have no idea what I even look like.
It's your eyes.
What?
Your eyes.
What about my eyes?
They're really quite striking. The windows to the soul, as they say. So I guess I like to look at your soul, at least from here.
Please, you don't know shit about my soul. Pardon my French.
Maybe more than you think. Your eyes are bright and lively, which makes me think that you're inquisitive and maybe a bit of a fireball, open to new experiences, despite your reluctance to speak to a nice guy you've just met, probably an avid reader. There's a twinkle about them, so I guess you have a pretty good sense of humor, normally anyway, and I can almost see the slightest flicker in the corners, making me think that you might be a little anxious. I hope it's the pandemic and not me. But if I'm all wet, apologies. You can go back to whatever it is you were doing. I won't bother you anymore.
Nora.
What?
My name's Nora. Nora Samuels.
Hello, Nora Samuels. Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name's...
Yeah, I know. Martin Jameson.
Right. I'd guess fiction more than nonfiction.
Hey, yeah, actually.
Me too. What was it like for you during the lockdown? Were you bored?
Not really.
I didn't think so.
How would you know that?
The eyes.
They don't seem to be able to keep a secret.
Mine either. How'd you spend your time?
I set up a home office and worked from there.
Did it interfere with your family life or anything? What?
Is that your way of finding out if I'm married? It's okay. No, I'm single.
Oh. Myself, when I was at my office, I had to spend most of my time on a computer, so working from the house is no big deal.
And it didn't interfere with your family life or anything?
See? I was right about the twinkle in your eyes. No, I'm single too. What'd you do when you weren't working? We've got a nice little conversation going here. Surely you don't want to bail out on me now.
I took an online drawing course.
Really? What was that like?
Oh. Put it this way, I won't be quitting my job. How about you?
I started a vegetable garden.
How'd that go?
Have you ever seen a hornworm up close?
No. I'm social distancing from hornworms.
Consider yourself lucky. It looks like something right out of Stephen King. I actually had a nightmare that a horde of giant hornworms invaded New York City.
I gather they weren't successful.
No, but they were crossing the Brooklyn Bridge into Manhattan when I woke up. Who knows what happened after that? Wow. Getting acquainted during a pandemic isn't easy.
Getting acquainted during the best of times can be a challenge.
And it's hard talking in here. They should really issue customers megaphones or bullhorns.
If you remember, I wasn't too keen to talk in the first place.
That was when you thought I was a little creepy.
Yeah, well, the jury is still out on that. Besides, we have to stay 10 feet apart.
In here, maybe, but there's a park right across the street. For the record, I don't have a fever, shortness of breath, or a sore throat, and I haven't traveled to any foreign countries within the last year. How about you?
No.
So, what do you say? Perhaps we can find a nice bench and sit only 6 feet apart?
Yeah, and then what?
No agenda? Chit-chat? Lollygag? I'd like to hear more about that drawing class of yours. Reminds me of my crayon days. I used to be known as the Rembrandt of kindergarten. How about it?
I don't know.
Okay, but what if we didn't? What if we just left and went back to our little home offices? What if we missed out on an opportunity to become good friends?
Good friends? Seriously?
Why not? I can tell you sort of like me.
And how exactly can you tell that?
Your eyes, remember?
Damn my eyes.
Besides, if we don't try, the virus wins.
That is so cheesy.
Yeah, I know. I'm down to cliches.
You leave first. I'll be right behind. 6 feet back, of course.
Of course.
Are you a Theatrikos member? Ticket sales don't balance the budget at live theater. Your annual donation helps to balance the budget. Memberships start at $50 a year for the basic memberships and go through $20,000 a year for the president-level membership. Become a member today at theatrikos.com/donate. Once again, that's theatrikos.com/donate. And thank you for your support of the arts in Northern Arizona.
Love in the Time of COVID-19. Written by Dan Borgasser, directed by Tracey Meyer-Hayes. Thank you very much, Tracey, for bringing us a great show. Well done. Martin Jameson was Mark Hansen. Nora Samuels was Lee Bryant. For those of you Theatrikos regulars, you might remember Mark from Exit Laughing or The Legend of Georgia McBride. Great to see Mark on Live from the Theater Basement. Lee Bryant has already done Live from the Theater Basement. Good to see her back. Live from the Theater Basement producers Jamie Hasapis and Linda Cetera. Engineer Matt Brewer. Technicians Joe Maniglia and Jaden Roberts. Associate producers Virginia Brown, John Propster, and Michael Roulon. Crew Ashley Davis, Hayden Eckhouse, Casey Garcia, Ava Haynes, Malene LaBerge, Evan Luthi, Justin Moscow, and Mariko Tenkumo. Dramaturgy, Theatrikos Artistic Committee, Play Curation, Northern Arizona Playwriting Showcase, Executive Producer Chris Farrell. Live from the Theater Basement, streaming live on Sunday evenings at 7:30 p.m. and available wherever you get your podcast, is a production of Theatrikos Theatre Company, in partnership with Northern Arizona Playwriting Showcase and Deuteron Films. Theatrikos Theatre Company, Flagstaff, Arizona, is the theater company of Northern Arizona and the Grand Canyon, embracing the spirit of Broadway with such shows like A Tuna Christmas, which just closed last week, so you missed it, but the family medical comedy Well opens on January 29th. Season tickets for the 2021 season are now on sale at theatrikos.com. Live from the Theater Basement is a new show, which has been in previews and officially launched just this month. If you're a playwright of a 10-minute show, NAPS will begin accepting submissions for the 2021 contest in the spring. Email theater@theatrikos.com for submission guidelines. If you'd like to see wonderful 10-minute shows live, in person, you can follow Northern Arizona Playwriting Showcase on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you as a listener viewer have input, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at theater@theatrikos.com. Live from the Theater Basement, streaming live on Sunday evenings at 7:30 p.m. and available wherever you get your podcasts, is funded in part by the Flagstaff Arts Council, #CreativeFlagstaff, and the Arizona Community Foundation. Additional funding from Arizona Commission on the Arts, Flagstaff 365, BBB revenue of the City of Flagstaff, and patrons of the arts like you. Thanks for joining us here on Live from the Theater Basement. This is Theatrikos.